with your favorite cast, Shivani Bhagat, Samantha Liu, Kathleen Porras, and Jacia Ware.
Welcome to JKS Squared News. I'm Kathleen Porras. And I'm Shivani Bhagat. Today's Inside Scoop is on the Battle of Stalingrad. This was a major part of World War II. The Nazis and its allies fought the Soviet Union for control of the city of Stalingrad. In 1942, Hitler sent his Sixth Army under the command of General von Paulus to capture Stalingrad. The Russians were commanded by General Zhukov. The battle began on August 23, 1942. The Luftwaffe bombed the city. Stalin told his commanders to defend the Luftwaffe no matter what. Today, we are having an exclusive interview with General von Paulus himself. Now we are going live to Samantha Liu and General Paulus. Thank you, Kathleen and Shivani. Today's guest is German General von Paulus.
It's good to be here, Samantha.
General Paulus, can you tell us about the Battle of Stalingrad?
Yes, well, we already controlled 90% of the city by November.
And I am aware that the Soviets trapped you and your army?
Yes, they unfortunately did. On November 19th, they closed around us and cut off all of our supplies.
I see. And what did you do about that?
I begged Hitler to order a retreat, but he refused.
You heard it all here, folks. Now back to you, Shivani.
Thanks, Sam. He seems to be a swell guy. Am I right, Kathleen?
You sure are. Now it's time for Jacia Ware and her special on Operation Uranus.
On November 19th, 1942, the Russian Red Army launched Operation Uranus on Romanian and Hungarian forces who were protecting from the German Sixth Army. The Axis flanks collapsed and the Sixth Army was surrounded. By February, Axis troops in Stalingrad either surrendered or were destroyed. The battle lasted for 5 months, 1 week, and 3 days. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hello, I'm Shivani Bhagat, and I'm here to give the weather report on Stalingrad. During the Battle of Stalingrad, the weather was always around -30 degrees. Soldiers were faced with terrible conditions and many froze to death. This has been your weather report by Shivani Bhagat. Breaking news at JK Squared. We have just learned that a bomb attacked Stalingrad. We're going live to Samantha Liu.
Breaking news. A bomb has been dropped out of a plane. Hi, your name is?
Alyana Belova.
What were you doing before the bomb hit?
I was just in my house cooking for my family, and all of a sudden, we heard bombings.
Does this occur often?
Somewhat. Germans have been bombing us for months now.
And how do you feel about them bombing you?
Well, I just wish the Germans will surrender and that the Soviet Union will claim victory.
What kind of damages have been done before the bombing started?
Architecture has been destroyed, families have been broken apart, people have even been killed.
Do you know anyone that has been wounded or hurt because of the bombing?
Yes, many people. I actually know a family whose child was bombed. It was hit right next to them, and it died.
Do you know if anyone's emigrating?
Yes, many families are. Many families are immigrating because of all the damage that has been done. They've even lost work and their houses.
Thank you for your time. Please be safe. Back to you, Kathleen and Shivani.
We have a special interview with General Zhukov. Welcome to JK Squared News, General Zhukov. How do you feel today?
Thank you. I feel nice. And please, call me Georgie.
Okay. So when did you become general?
In 1915, I became the general. It was such an honor.
I see. What is your goal as the general of the Soviet Army?
My goal is to defeat the Axis and show them who has the real power.
Interesting. Well, how do you plan to defeat the German army in Stalingrad?
Well, I launched the Operation Uranus. That is where we attacked Romanian and Hungarian forces who were protecting the Germans.
I understand. Thank you for your time. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Yes, we will make the German army cry and wish they had never been born. Soviet Union will regain its power and prove to everyone that we are superior.
Thank you for sharing. Now it's time to go back to Sam and talk about the weapons and tactics.
Welcome to Weapons and Tactics. The German army, which was led by Pallas, had 1,011,500 men and 10,290 artillery guns, 675 tanks, and 1,216 planes. The Russian army, led by Zhukov, had about 1 million men. They also had 13,541 artillery guns, 894 tanks, and 1,115 planes. Much of the combat in Battle of Stalingrad was urban warfare. Urban warfare was conducted on foot in house-to-house raids. Many didn't even have weapons but were thrown into German lines. Russian snipers were also successful in this battle. They also used the blitzkrieg tactics. Back to you, Kathleen and Shivani.
Thank you for your time, Jcia and Samantha.
The battle lasted about 199 days, and it was the largest battles in history. Surprisingly, the Axis surrendered and the Soviets claimed their victory.
Well said, Shivani.
Thank you.
In addition, 470,000 people were lost on the Soviet side, and about 600,000 were wounded.
In Germany, about 700,000 soldiers died and 90,000 were kept as prisoners. They were brutally tortured and only 6,000 of the Axis soldiers survived.
Hitler was furious and stripped General Paulus of his rank. Hitler also became more distrustful of the German generals.
In the Soviet Union, Stalin gained more confidence in the military and his military moved westward.
For the rest of the war, he remained offensive, and General Paulus turned against Hitler and Nazism.
Paulus joined the Russians and formed the National Committee of Free Germany.
The National Committee for Free Germany made radio broadcasts from Moscow and urged German troops to give up fighting for Hitler.
This was a turning point of World War II.
You just watched the Inside Scoop with Shivani Buggett and Kathleen Porras. Have a wonderful afternoon.
That's a
Got me up all night. All I'm singing is love songs. She got me up all night. Constant drinking and love.
You're here with JKS Squared News. Oh wait! Welcome.
Okay, just keep,
Again.
make it keep going.
Go. It's good to be here, Samantha. Yes, well, we're already controlled by 9
I'm putting this in the.
Wait, it's a video. That's why soldiers were killed and 90,000 were kept as prisoners. They were brutally tortured.
Are you serious? She just spit on my computer.
I did?
Operation Uranus.
Uranus.
Today's insights.
Wait, what did I do?
This is gonna be so funny.
Stop.
You heard it here, folks. Now back to you.
Your camera died!
Oh my god! Thank God.
It's up.
1,002 and
Meh.
Back at the studio, we have a special.
Stop.